You want to learn some tips for helping your family get out of the rat race? Or maybe you just want to learn how to build wealth and keep it for your family. Stick around, because today we're going to connect with a couple of guys that can help you realize your financial dreams. Right. Hey, the effort of going deep with Gallup Real Estate 101 isn't just to talk about real estate every week, but really to bring our community great information that can really help them and affect their lives. And while we talk about real estate often, we also want to expose other aspects, that our little town has to offer. So today, let's talk about the American dream. And for many Americans, the American dream is a thought of big mansions and expensive cars. But in reality, the American dream is about giving future generations the opportunity for prosperity and success and an upward social mobility for family and children. And so today, as a special treat, Going Deep with Gallup Real Estate 101 is going to talk to Chris Vicente from Enchantment United Financial Services. Chris, I want to welcome you to Going Deep with Gallup Real Estate 101.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm uber excited to be here. I think that this show that you're doing and this information that you're providing to the community is really impactful, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Well, man, we're excited to have you. A big high five, because I think we have a common vision we're going to talk about on the show here. All right. Well, guys, let's take a few moments to get to know Chris Vicente from Enchantment United Financial Services. Chris, now, because this is the very first part of the video, I think we need to get the elephant in the room, get it out right away. Does it cost a lot of money to use a financial advisor? And do people need to have a lot of money, in the bank just to benefit from one?
No, absolutely not. And so with our company, we do completely free financial consultations where we'll help sit down with families or individuals to help identify what their goals are, and then a clear plan on how to achieve those goals. And the other misconception is that you have to have a lot of money, right, to see a financial professional. But the truth of the matter is, it's really important. I think it's more important for everyday people that meet people that are living paycheck to paycheck, because look, financial services and financial planning, it's not about like the big money, because when you think about that, when you think about financial planning, you think about needing a lot of money or putting it in these complex investments, but it's really about putting in place these tiny financial disciplines that can help you and your family accumulate wealth for the long term.
So, thanks for addressing that up front, because I think that puts some people at ease right in the beginning. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't need to have a lot of money just to get started. It's a free consultation. So let's take a look here. I hope our audience is going to be able to sit back and just relax now that we've gotten that elephant out of the room and get some really good information on this segment. So Chris, tell us about yourself. I mean, what's your relationship to Gallup, New Mexico, and the surrounding area?
Yeah, so I was born and raised here in Gallup. I grew up over in Indian Hills, and this is where I spent the first 18 years of my life. Okay,
great. And so tell us, you went to school here locally and everything?
I did. So I went to Indian Hills Elementary, and then JFK Middle School, and then graduated from Gallup High.
Wow, fantastic. And so, let's see, a lot's changed in Gallup since you were growing up, and what were some of the best memories that you had when you were young?
Gosh, I remember being outdoors quite a bit. I remember having like birthday parties at McGaffey every summer. I remember riding my bikes around the Indian Hills neighborhood and all the friends, and climbing the hogbacks, and really just being outdoors and enjoying the sun, during the summertime.
Great. So let me see here. After you graduated from Gallup High School, you went off to college. Where did you attend, and what was your major?
Yeah, so after I graduated, I went to Arizona State University, and I double majored. I majored in both business management as well as American Indian Studies.
Okay. And so talk to me a little bit about how long were you away at school and that type of stuff?
Yeah, so I was in college for 5 years, right? And during that time, so let me back up a little bit. Growing up, I was I was a little reserved. I was actually pretty shy.
Mhm.
And going to college, coming from a town of 20,000 to a school that at the time had 3 times the amount of people at that school that are in our whole town,
A
right?
little intimidating,
A
right?
little intimidating. And so I really, really challenged myself, though, to put myself out there, right?
Mhm.
To get involved as much as possible and partake in as much as possible. And so I didn't really go at it with the intention of like overcoming my shyness, but that's exactly what it helped me do.
Great. So talk to me a little bit about the Rodell Community Scholars Program. What is that program and what got you involved in that?
Yeah, so that was actually a really cool program that I got to participate in. It was through the W.P. Carey School of Business at ASU. And what we did was we actually partnered with local high schools in the Phoenix area. And we were tasked with coming up with and writing business plans to help to decrease the dropout rate and recommend and implement strategies to help increase the graduation rate at these schools.
Okay, great. And you were saying that one of the things about that program is it helped you put a little bit of effort into yourself so you maybe overcome some of your shyness and stuff. How did that program help you overcome some of that shyness?
Oh gosh, I mean, having to go and interact and actually teach a class every Friday, right? Prepare the curriculum, and not only that, but socially engage and sort of mentor these students that maybe were from underserved communities, right? And so that helped tremendously. But then the program was structured in a way that in order for us to actually implement our plan, we had to present to a board of directors. And so, I mean, there were some really notable board of directors, like the chairman of the Arizona Public Service Company and things like that. And so really intimidating, but helped me to really prepare, not only to overcome shyness, but really to help me to prepare for my career ahead.
So how did that program help you prepare for a video presentation here of what you're doing on financial services, and it's going to be seen by thousands of people?
Yeah, no, exactly. It goes hand in hand.
Right. So you're currently working as a financial professional here in Gallup. What motivated you to get into the financial management field?
Right. What I am passionate about is it's funny. It's kind of like come full circle. Where I was so shy early on, now I'm really passionate about creating genuine relationships with people and helping to uplift and motivate people, or helping people to achieve their goals. And so I think financial services provides a perfect vehicle for me to express my passion.
Great. So being able to get passionate and being able to help people out. That's very, very fantastic news, Chris. Thanks for letting us know. We're going to jump into the next segment here, which is what does United Financial Services do? Does it cost a lot of money to use a financial advisor, or do you have to have a lot of money in the bank to use a financial advisor and benefit from it?
That's actually a common misconception. There's a lot of companies out there that provide fee-for-service financial services, and they charge a huge fee up front before they even meet with you. But the truth of the matter is, to answer your question, absolutely not. We meet with clients and do consultations completely free, and we will sit down and help a person to kind of lay out their goals and define kind of what they're looking to achieve, and really help them to make a decision that's going to improve their financial situation.
So let me just get this straight. So they can actually meet with you or one of your financial advisors for free and start a plan, and it doesn't cost them anything up front?
Absolutely.
Well, fantastic. Absolutely. Thanks for addressing that up front, because I think, again, a lot of people have that perception that it must cost a lot of money.
Our mission is really to bring peace of mind and future prosperity, right, to the community and to the people that we serve. And so there's actually 4 of us that came together to create this company, and really the one thing that I think drew us all together is our want to help people and our want to help serve the community. And so, as a matter of fact, I have one of our partners here, Travis Dabbs. I don't know if he wants to come in.
Come on over, Travis. Guys, meet Travis. He's one of Chris's team members here. So great. So Travis, what about you? I mean, what is your role over at Enchantment United Financial Services. What do you do?
Just a colleague of Chris's. We got two other associates that we work with. We got Cassandra Begay, and then we have Leanne Curley, who are partners with us. And my job really is just director of sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you're the you're pushing to get out more of the information, and that would let people know about your services and what you guys do. Is that what I understand?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, Chris, let me ask you, what services do you guys provide over at Enchantment United Financial?
Yeah, so we have three main focuses. And so the first is in terms of providing retirement planning and final expense planning. And so with that, if you take a look at, you're familiar with the baby boomers, right? So they're one of the largest segments or largest markets in financial services. And so there's over 10,000 people that are turning 65 every single day for the next 14 years. And, you know, returning to Gallup, what I found is that that's a really underserved market. And so some of the things that we do is help them to strategize and put in place retirement plans. So they've spent their whole lives, you know, saving up for retirement, and now making sure that that retirement is protected and safe, but also pays for their entire life going forward. Other things that we do is providing final expense planning. So for people maybe that didn't plan as well, or you know, for people that retired from a job and maybe lost benefits, we make sure that we have final expense plans, insurance, and kind of replace the benefits that they lost while they were working.
I see. So you're helping the baby boomers kind of in the latter part of their lives being able to make the financial ends meet and such like that. And it sounds like maybe a little bit of estate planning, so that way they can carry over what's left from their estate over to their family and not get taxed ridiculously by the IRS maybe?
Exactly. That's exactly right. And so that's the first part. And so the other part to our business is when I mentioned our motto, providing future prosperity. And so one of the other things we're really passionate about is helping to create that generational wealth. And so we're really big advocates of kids savings plans and creating those simple, I call them those simple financial disciplines that can teach future generations to save for the long term. And so it's the fact that, you know, a kid under the age of 18 in general has a lot of years ahead of them, right? Why not use those years to build wealth? And it doesn't take a lot of money. You know, they could put away $25, $50 a month for their kids or grandkids, and over that 50, 60-year period, generate a significant savings that then can support that person in retirement, but also be preserved and left for future generations.
Okay, so we've got the kind of the estate planning and I think you said end of life planning for like the baby boomers and stuff. But folks should also be coming to see Chris and Travis for, you know, getting their kids on the right track with the savings and the generational planning and stuff. Let me ask you real quick about life event planning and financial protection, because that's actually how we came across each other.
That's right.
Was, you know, sometimes a major thing like somebody buys a home and, you know, we want to be sure that we're protecting that asset and stuff. Tell me about your life event planning and financial protection programs.
Yeah, and so I saved the best for last, right? So we have the baby boomers that have sort of already lived their life and now they're entering retirement. We have plans to help families strategize for the youth and their kids. But then right in the middle of that is a huge population of people that are engaged in or that are encountering significant life events like buying a home, right? And so what we can do to help them is put in place, let's say someone purchases a home, but we can put in place like a mortgage protection plan that if something happens, it'll pay off the mortgage and not leave a big financial burden for the family.
Wow.
Right? And then also introduce, like you had mentioned, estate planning services early on so that they're protecting and preserving their wealth as they're going through these life events. Right?
Yes, so I just want our audience to understand, you know, Chris just mentioned something that's really great there. how secure, how financially secure can you feel if your significant other passes away and you have this insurance policy put in place to pay off your mortgage? So that way the death of a loved one doesn't also disrupt the family. Isn't that a great service? And probably, do a lot of people even know that that type of service is out there?
No. As we've been out in the marketplace, I think we've just been, the main sentiment that we've received is, wow, I didn't know this information was out there, or I didn't know this type of service was out there. They're grateful that we found them, or that they found us, and so we feel that it's been a really great service to the community.
Fantastic. So guys, let me ask you this, and I'm hoping both of you maybe will chime in on this one. So tell me about, how important are finances to most people? I mean, why should somebody come and listen to Enchantment United Financial Services? Why should they listen to you?
Going back to the motto, it's a peace of mind. Building that financial stability with your family, not only just with yourself, but with your children. It's you want to leave a legacy behind. Not just with a home or land or property, but financially. So that's one of the things that we really want to implement in the home, not just in everybody else's home, but within our homes.
Great.
So it's a knowledge that we're passing on, not just to families, but within ourselves.
So what you're kind of getting at, Travis, is it's not just about me and my life. It's really about doing something better for my kids and leaving that generational support, so that way maybe they don't have to start off as hard as we did. Right. Great. What about you, Chris? What do you think?
Yeah, no, and I think Travis hit the nail on the head. I heard it once said that people really overestimate what they can do in a year, right? And they really underestimate what they can accomplish in 5, 10, or even 20 years. And so when you think about that and you apply it to your personal finances and your financial goals, we help families put in place the tiny disciplines, right? The tiny habits, and hopefully as we pass those on, they can then teach it to their kids, because it's really those tiny habits day after day that make a difference, right? It's about leveraging time, the time that we have, and because the truth of the matter is, when I think of building wealth, or it's hard for a person to comprehend that over a long period of time. Everybody thinks I'm going to win the lottery.
Yeah, we wish, right?
But the truth of the matter is, wealth is built over a long period of time, and communities grow and become stronger when these good habits are in place.
Great. So I think you kind of got into my next question here is, why do you think the community can benefit from what you guys are doing with your team?
Well, it's one of the things we're implementing right now too is a financial literacy program, financial literacy foundation, actually, implementing with schools, and not only that, setting up little workshops and meetings, so to speak, with families about even kindergartners, like preschoolers, setting up that financial stability for them.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and so along with that, the community really benefits, because if this knowledge is out there, right, and people are able to implement these tiny financial disciplines and habits in their lives, the whole community grows, right? Because there's more wealth being generated. Future generations are in a better position, like you said, than we were growing up. And I think back, my mom was the hardest worker that I know. She's worked for the same company for 40 years. She was a single mom, but she was always there, putting me in extracurricular programs and, getting me involved in different things. And so when I think about, if she knew this information, I know for a fact that she would have implemented it, right? Putting in place these types of savings accounts and things like that we have available for kids. And so we want to give families now that opportunity maybe that we missed out on.
That you bring up a great point about your mom being a hard worker and such, because I think anybody who has kids, one of the things that we ultimately regret as our kids are getting older is I wish I could have spent more time and maybe not worked as much and such like that. Yeah. So you guys might be giving some families some alternatives to be able to build that family a little bit stronger and such like that by some proper financial planning and such.
Exactly. It's about, so instead of relying 100% of on our own efforts to work, Why not leverage other resources like time and money to actually help take care of, some of these financial obstacles that we encounter?
Wow.
Or to save for the future.
Wow, great advice right there, guys. Well, I tell you what, this is still Gallup, going deep with Gallup Real Estate 101. So we got to talk a little bit about real estate, right?
Sure.
So talk to me a little bit about, how does home ownership assist in building wealth? And what I really want to get into is because, home ownership, building wealth, what's the relationship right there?
Yeah, I think there's a direct relationship. I think for most families, buying a home is the single biggest investment that they'll make in their lifetime, right? And so if they already have, or they're learning these, I keep mentioning this, but these tiny financial disciplines, right? And they work hand in hand with owning a home, with decisions whether to sell, or decisions to buy a bigger home, or decisions to invest in real estate, right? By having these habits of saving and the habits that are needed to build good credit, right, to even qualify to buy a home, it really goes hand in hand, because those are the same disciplines that it takes to accumulate wealth, to save for the long term.
Great. Chris, one of the reasons, that we have you and Travis here today is because we believe in what you're trying to do to help out families. After we met you guys, we felt like we were had a same common goal for the clients that we're servicing. And I hope that you're a believer in our office here at Coldwell Banker High Desert Realty, because, we're trying to help our clients make the best decisions for themselves, much like you guys are. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think it's important that, financial service providers like you have good relationships with real estate brokers like our team?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I think the people that we serve, there's a huge overlap, right? And not only that, it goes hand in hand. So if someone is looking to purchase a home, but maybe they're not quite there yet, they don't have the right disciplines in place, we can do a free consultation with them and help make simple suggestions that make homeownership a reality. And on the other end of that, after somebody purchases a home, we have the resources and services available to help them protect that investment, whether it's through mortgage protection insurance, whether it's through putting an estate plan in place. So it works really hand in hand.
Wow, very good. Well, guys, in closing here for our audience, I'm so grateful that you stuck around till the end, and we're really looking forward to your feedback about this topic on going deep with Gallup Real Estate 101. I want to know your comments, and I want to know, your thoughts about trying your financial purchase into a larger, trying your home purchase into a larger financial picture for your family. So comment below, share with your friends and family, and let's spread the word, to get this great information out in our community. We're going to have contact information for Chris and his team down in the comments section below, so that way you guys can get a hold of Enchantment United Financial Services. Chris, anything, Travis, anything you guys want to leave our viewers with?
Not at the moment. I can't think of anything.
Man, a few words right there, but big actions. All right, Chris, what about yourself?
I think we covered a lot, and I just really want to say that I appreciate the partnership. It's been amazing just getting to know you guys and everybody in your office, and everything that you do out there in the community, whether it's making videos like this, or, I subscribe to your guys' Facebook page, and I see all the videos that all of your realtors are posting, and I think that engagement in the community is not only important, but necessary, right? To make it a better place.
Well, guys, and I just want to reiterate, going back to Chris and Travis, come and visit these guys. Talk to them. It's not going to cost you anything, and they can set you on the right path to set financial security for you and your family. So, guys, I want to thank you all so much for being with us. We'll be seeing you next week with going deep with Gallup Real Estate 101. Remember, share this video, get it out to somebody who needs it. Post our comments down low. We want to know what you guys thought about this segment. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.